this is a very good indicator that the seed that Sonic gave Tails is what came after Chaos Regeneration. And that was how Cosmo was gonna pretty much come back to life in the next season. But I think that was precisely an open ending. I think they made it just so that they would have the option, if they continued with the series, they would have the option to do a next season and include Cosmo in that season. Because, like you said, and this is a detail that a lot of people don't actually see, is during the credit scene in the original Japanese version, like you said, they credit Cosmo's actress when they show Cosmo's pot. So that definitely means, and not only that, actually, in the Japanese version, Sonic and Shadow, right after the Metarex are destroyed, they use Chaos Regeneration with the Chaos Emeralds, and this is the only time that this has ever been used.
Yeah.
And what was the reason that they would use this? They definitely wouldn't want to revive the Metarex. They used it to revive Cosmo. So this is a very good indicator that the seed that Sonic gave Tails is what came after Chaos Regeneration. And that was how Cosmo was gonna pretty much come back to life in the next season. But unfortunately, the studios that were producing Sonic X, unfortunately, they did not continue with the series, and basically we got left with what seems like an eternal cliffhanger at the end. Well, you see, it's quite peculiar because I don't think their intention was to kill her off completely. Like, they definitely, with Chaos Regeneration and Cosmo Seed, they were definitely planning on bringing her back. It's just that it feels like plans changed after the fact. And, when there was supposed to be a fourth season of Sonic X where Cosmo would be a primary character along with the others,
Yep.
it just never happened for some reason. Like, I don't know, they changed their minds at the last minute and they didn't proceed with the fourth season. But yeah, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, that's what everyone feels almost. I feel like when they are watching the third season of Sonic X. Like, you see Cosmo, she falls from the sky. Like, she literally fell from the sky. And everyone gets to meet her. She's such a lovely character. Initially she is very reserved, and she has a lot of guilt for everything bad that happens to them, because she feels that it's her own fault that the Metarex are trying to take over the universe. And all of that character development that happens throughout the third season, her relationship with Tails builds up. It becomes so strong. It's clear as day that they are in love with each other. Like, I mein, yeah, I don't need to say anything because it's all in there. Like, if you watch the season, you will know. And like, like, the viewer thinks in their minds, they think, what a lovely thing that's going on in here. And then episode 78, boom,
Boom.
all gone.
You could clearly see Sega is planning something. You could clearly see, like, they were planning to have Cosmo like a mainstay, survive, or they were going to use her. Like, with the amount of screen time she has with one of the main character Tails, no, they could have. You could tell they had plans. I think I watched a video of yours. Maybe I'm not sure if it was from your video or from Mason's video. Basically, one season is not enough for a character just to be killed off.
I think Mason also said that, and it's true. Like, and it's not even that, because not everyone got to see Sonic X. It only aired in specific countries. Some countries didn't even get to see it at all.
Yeah.
And you got to remember that, like, countries like the US, they saw the 4 kids version of the animation, which is already a big downgrade So you really haven't seen Cosmo's full potential, like in the slightest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel that the main issue with the current state of
Mm.
affairs is that there is some sort of legal issue where like Cosmo is not completely owned by Sega, but it also has to do with their Japanese department and TMS Studios.
Yeah.
Because of course, the only place where Cosmo is featured in is in season 3 of Sonic X.
Yep.
And I think that if Sega were to take the rights for the character entirely, they would have to go through a legal process
Yeah.
with TMS Studios, who also have changed the name now. I think they are called something else. Um, so that would be quite tedious, and that's why I feel that Sega isn't really interested at the moment to get into all of that hassle.
Mm.
Of course, we in the Save Cosmo community, we have been trying to convince Sega that it will be very profitable for them if they do. I mean,
Yeah.
Cosmo can do wonders. I mean, already she was only featured in an obscene, piece of media, and lots of people know about her and love her already. But ultimately, it's up to Sega to decide what comes next.
I want to ask, can't Sega and TMS just do something like if Marvel uh was able to use Spider-Man, then they could do something with with Cosmo, TMS, the Metarex, and Sega. They could do something. If Marvel was able to acquire Spider-Man, or Marvel was able to acquire Deadpool, Marvel able to do the Fox characters, Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Marvel was able to do that. Hell, Disney even bought Star Wars. Like, can't Sega just buy? I don't know, like, it's a stretch, but they could do something about it if they really wanted to. I think people in the higher ups, they think that, oh, Cosmo was only featured in season 3 of Sonic X. She's not profitable. And I'm like, no, man, if you give her a chance and if you would actually use her, she's actually a unique character. And I believe that they could find a way to make her character and the Metarex saga like profitable. I'm saying it's a good business. It's a good business decision. Just think about it, Sega. Like the merch, spin-off comics, tie-in comics. Like you could even do like an entire series revolving around the war with the Seedrians and the other war, like the other race that the Seedrian males were having a war with. Like you could do a lot. Like you could do a lot of with that shit. With that content, the Metarex, playing as a Metarex, or imagine making a game, Sonic and Friends at Space, Blue Typhoon. You could do a lot, Sega. Like toys, everything. Like you could do a lot. Games, tie-in media. Sonic. Just imagine if they were to announce Sonic X Season 4. Oh my god, like a lot of people would probably, wow, holy, the hype